Okay, how about my sound effect don't want to work? But that's okay. That's okay. We'll figure it out. I probably got too much saved on my phone. You're like, wait, dryer buzz, it didn't wake us up. I know you need that stinger. You need that stinger. But listen, we are live. We are live. Hey, so what if 1 out of 9 times the podcast doesn't start okay? Oh, maybe that's a perfect example of what I want to talk about today. Let me move one journal out the way, which I started and woke up like whew, you wake up and everything starts flowing in. It starts not flooding in, rushing in. That's how my brain works. And let me hold on. Let me tell y'all, coming out of my sleep realm, I just realized that something was a dream and wasn't real. Whew, okay. Here's another one. The name of this podcast is called Wake Up Reality. I just realized, even though it was the best piece of advice, thank you, Sleep Realm, for letting that particular person tell me something I needed to hear. And I was like, wait a minute. And I'm over here mad. I'm like, wait a minute. That was a dream. And it had nothing to do with the fact that I called this. I decided to title this one Wake Up Reality yesterday. And you know me, I don't like to go too far, start too early, because I want to give you my first thoughts of the day, first thoughts of the morning. And after I open my eyes, be thankful for having another day, another breath of life, because that means another podcast. And I try to start from scratch, with a blank page, not a blank mind, but a blank canvas of which to try and grab all of these thoughts going on in my head. And I woke up and I like to sleep on things. Like I'll say, okay, I'm not going to make this or that decision. Let me sleep on it. So as most of you know, on the 27th, I have a deadline set for myself, as well as a deadline set for tomorrow. But I have a deadline set for myself for the 27th to have Ask Dryer Buzz done and up and running the way I want it. Right now, it's linking to the consulting page if you want to like book time with me. People that want to come and drop their entire life in your inbox, like okay, you can pick my brain, but you got to click a link, and then they like, I don't want to click a link. Okay, well, you don't want to pick my brain. But anyway, you don't want to. You're not coming over here trying to undermine my business, because that's what a lot of people do. Some people wake up trying to undermine everything. And I work also in the hospitality industry, meaning that, entertainment events and all those kinds of things that people ordinarily pay for, but also in the hospitality industry, it is the most undermined industry, right? Now, there are certain people who just going to undermine everything. But in the hospitality industry, you end up with a lot of people. And I've done it as a mom and as somebody who always had to have a job, regardless of what you're doing, whoa, that's the street. I have worked the hospitality industry from every level, every sector. And when you know how to work the hospitality industry, you find yourself never, ever unemployed, because you can always go and sell something. Yesterday, and I know you're like, wait, hospitality industry does. Yes, hospitality industry is all about sales. If you are at somebody's brunch, going today, tomorrow, you're going to sit down at a table where somebody's going to walk up and serve you, or in any level where there's money going to be exchanged for what's supposed to be your enjoyment. Now, I understand there are some places out there that might not meet your expectation at a level of service and this, that, and the other. They might undermine it themselves, but for the most part, because it's such a thriving industry, you got to know that there are a lot of people out there meeting exceeding expectation, and there are those that enjoy the level of service, right? But then you get those who come in, they just want to undermine. Right there, I said, wake up reality. We're going to talk about reality today, but in the part of reality, I'm trying to write in. Let me put the top on this juice before I knock this juice all the way over. Okay. In the part of that, and I have to reach over here and get my journal. Let me come closer, because I don't know what it sounds like when I'm doing all this stuff, and I don't like all that in my lap. So I'm in the bed. Okay. I'm trying to wake up. These are my first thoughts in the morning. I'm Yolanda, if you didn't know. Most people say, wait, where's Dryer Buzz? I'm also Dryer Buzz too, okay? So this is how to get out of bed where I can be in the now. I take time to speak out loud, find clarity in my day, so I can live in the now. Not with anxiety, worried about too much about tomorrow. Not with depression, worried about too much about yesterday. But I got this big looming deadline where I wanted to normalize this new life of having lived this long, knowing what I know now. It's like, can I please stop learning? You know, they say always learn, but sometimes learning, it comes with too much life. All right, I have lived long. I've lived long and prospered and worried and stressed and all that other stuff. So undermining, I want to talk about undermining. And I'm like, wait, I couldn't wake up undermining. We don't want to do that. So undermining oftentimes is experienced in the hospitality industry because there are people who wake up and they have a goal to meet. Everybody in the hospitality industry, you wake up and there's a big, huge number. Like I have a deadline and there's a number attached to it. I got to meet that number. And I don't know about y'all, anybody else that literally looks at their budget and everything goes according to budget. You wake up, you got a number. I have a number. How much I need to reach. Like say for instance, I just went live on this podcast. I'm over here. I'm seeing that, okay, it's active on this platform. It's active on that platform. The minute I stop, this app that I'm using is going to turn it into something else and it's going to go. And at the end of the day, there is a number called my reach. How many people found out about it? How many people knew about it? How many people caught 3 seconds of it? How many people did X amount? How many people actually stayed to the full on end? How many people are acting on the exercise that I'm going to give you? For those of you that are listening, round about 30, we're going to have, when about 30 minutes into this, we're going to have, well, let me just tell you, about 15 minutes into this, you're going to be like, I need 30 minutes of this. At 30 minutes into this, we're going to have a whole lot of clarity. And then we're going to start trying to wrap up in the next 15 minutes of it. And then if it's really good, we're going to stay another 15 minutes. So the first thing I'm going to ask you, just give me 3 seconds. I'm gonna start your day in 3 seconds. Because if in 3 seconds you hear my determination, my motivation, what is motivated, mad, that I'm mad, if I sound mad, I wake up motivated and determined. That means that there is something I need to do or undo. There's something I want done or undone in my life, right? Today, I want to undo this thing called reality. I want to wake up the reality of my life. Like I'm like, Yolanda, you love that sleep life too much. You love that sleep realm. Sleep realm is where I realize, oh, I got a whole bunch of control. I could dream about this and dream about that. And then I come into the real realm and it's like, wait, it don't work like that. I don't really know those people. That cavalry is not really coming. So I want to talk about that, but I started off talking about undermining because I started off talking about being a part of the hospitality industry. As I tried to take a sip of grapefruit juice. Please don't drink the grapefruit juice if you're on medication. Okay, but I love it. So anyway, so during the weekends from Thursdays to Mondays, I'm out blogging, I'm out experiencing the city, I'm checking out restaurants, I'm secret shopping, and I'm writing about stuff and I'm sharing. I'm like, hey, listen, guys, check this out, check that out, and so forth. And I also experienced the hospitality industry, meaning that these are people, they have to come into this industry and they have decided they're going to sell something, whether they're a server. Let me tell you, that server, they have the opportunity to sell you what's on that menu. And the problem comes in is not enough of us on the consumer side understand and respect the level of selling. One of the reasons, let me tell you, the poor exist in the world because they don't sell nothing. I had to say it like that. That's bottom line. Because the rich, not even rich, I'm sorry, beyond rich. Because rich is a reality thing. But we're trying to wake up reality. The 1%, y'all know that number, and the 10%, 10% are just unbothered. All this stuff can be happening in the world. That 10%, they can go get on the jet. They can damn well go get on a rocket. And they can get up out of here at any moment. But for some reason, they choose to exist with the rest of us. I have talked to a billionaire out here he wants to change. He wants to fix the world for the rest of us. Where did he come? He made sure that I was in the room because don't nobody know about the rest of us more than me. They're like, where's the woman with the in Atlanta that talks about the data and the dollars? Because she wraps our minds around those numbers. I'm coming to Atlanta. Somebody make sure she's in the room. World leaders. I'm coming to Atlanta. Every time I go online, look up Atlanta, there she is. I need her in the room. Y'all, I'm telling you. And I'm not trying to drop names, I'm trying to drop games. I am often invited to the table. My email over here is insane. I need this virtual assistant back so I can follow up on this stuff. Because people run into me like, why didn't you come? Listen, that whole get dressed thing. I'm over here. Somebody just shared an amazing expo that's going on, and I'll share it when I get off of here. Amazing expo that's going on. The lady that was on Steve Harvey that talks about your finances breaks that stuff down. She was on stage, just on stage, and they were doing a Q&A with her, and people were saying, giving her some amazing testimony. Right, make sure people. One of the ways to wake up reality is look for the testimony. Right, so let me go back to undermining. Like I said, I've been in the room with the billionaires. They so concerned about the rest of us because they can't figure out like why these people won't sell something. You know, everybody wants them to give away half their money, which they don't have a problem. They're like, take half of it because they know the minute they slide you half, it's so much coming back. When their biggest problem, can I tell y'all the number one complaint of a billionaire? They are so mad that the money keeps making money. The money that makes money. And as much as they give away, because, you know, when the money make money, ain't nobody concerned about that but the IRS. And they always like, you know, in Atlanta, they like, ask her about a foundation. I need to find. Let me tell you, it's October. They've been writing checks all year. They've been writing checks. Hello. I know y'all think that the tax deadline is in April. That's the first check, right? Give the IRS enough to shut up. But by October, you know how much you really have had to pay. Okay, so now going into the budget, they like, listen, you're gonna have to pay the IRS X amount of millions. You need to find somebody else to give some more money to. They ain't out here just trying to donate causes. They're like, no, they just don't want to see it go to the IRS. So they look for legitimate organizations, which is why half of us should have nonprofits, okay? Even if you have the most profitable business out there, you got all the streets, you get in the bags. If you get in the bag and you don't have a nonprofit or a foundation, you're still doing it wrong because there are other people pouring money into it. I just told a young lady the other day, I'm like, man, all that you've done, you know, you should have a nonprofit. She should have threw that right back at me, but she was thinking like, dang, why don't I, right? Because I know I should have one. Because all the work that I'm trying to do is like you can't do it on the profit side. You got to have a nonprofit, but then you got to have a board. You got to trust some folks. You got to build a team. We all know that team means trust everyone around me. The biggest thing about the poor is the poor don't trust nobody. Therefore, we stay poor. And I say we stay poor because the thing that we need to wake up in our reality is the fact that you've got to trust somebody. And even if you don't trust somebody, use that R as risk. Okay? Risk. Turn a risk. Flip a risk. Okay? I'm just saying. So we already written down reality. We already written down undermining. And I might as well write down trust because it is about trust. Okay? I'm going to write down poor because we need to see that word many, many times. So let me go back to your server that's coming over that just came over. And you probably got this in your ear while you're sitting there having lunch because you're thinking that's in my reality, I need to show that I go out and have nice lunches, right? Because it's all about, we all want to put out these optics, right? The difference between poor and the wealthy are optics. You can have the same optics as somebody that's wealthy. Because, I mean, if you listen to me, you probably trying to get there. You probably, like, want to wake up that day and, whoa, you couldn't even sleep because the notifications coming in on the phone. You get in the bag, whatever y'all call it. Anyway, I don't know what the new term is going to be. But the difference between the poor and the middle class and the rich and the wealthy is basically optics. And the reality is everybody can have the same optics, right? The poor and the wealthy can walk out wearing the same thing. In fact, they look very much alike. Have y'all seen the wealthy? Have you really seen the 1%? You can't tell. Hey, listen, I hang out with them all the time. I promise you, because I am steady pitching. They steady calling like, how can we support you? What can we do? Okay, well, here's what we got going on for the next 90 days, for the next 9 months, for the next 120 days, for the next 12 months, right? That's all they want to know. They want to know they don't even deal with like what can it, tell me how that works in 5 years. Okay, well, and I had to tell them this is what I'm about to take 5 years off. And I literally said that to somebody yesterday. Look, I just took 5 years off. They was like, nobody does that. Who don't? I did. Took 5 years off. They were like, but we saw, yeah, I automated everything. I've been over here losing my effing mind. What do you mean? I took 5 years off. Selling, what did I didn't sell. I chill. I automated all of that. I automated. I know. You like, well, you podcast every day. You push a button, you talk out loud. That's podcasting. I'm over here about to publish 27 Answers to Rock a podcast. Because one thing I know how to do that I learned from Oprah, and I don't even know Oprah, but honey, I've been taking notes every time I saw this woman. I'm like, and the one thing that Oprah know how to do that made her wealthy, she mastered an audience. She mastered the audience. You want Oprah's hair, you want Oprah's makeup, you want Oprah's manicure, you want Oprah's this, you want Oprah's best friend, Gail. Hell, I want Oprah's best friend, Gail. I'm trying to be Gail's best friend. Because clearly Gail, is a secret keeper. Gail is the crypt keeper. Okay? She know all Oprah's secrets. All right? I'm like, and I don't even want like the secrets. I'm like, yeah, I want to know how Oprah wakes up mad every day. I want to know the reality. In fact, I sat and watched and learned so much that I wrote 27 answers to rock like Oprah. And let me tell you, I'll give it to you right here, right now. Right? First of all, you can't rock like Oprah unless you want to sell something. People don't like, well, what does Oprah sell? What does Oprah sell? Get out my podcast. Get out of my podcast right now. Get out of my stream. Unfollow me. Block me because I'm gonna block you. First of all, Oprah sells 24/7. Right? You just not the customer that's buying. First of all, you buying because you paying for that cable. Because you can't watch Oprah. People out there right now mad. They can't see Queen Sugar. They can't see none of that stuff Ava over there producing. Right? Because when you go trying to, unless you got the special fire stick, which most of y'all don't have no more because they don't figure out how to break y'all breaking. Right? So, you got people, let me tell you, and people like, drivers, what do you mean people are boycotting Oprah? They don't want to pay. If you don't want to pay, that's boycott. You are undermining. Let me tell you the biggest example of undermining. I'm going to get back to the server. Tweet me so I don't forget, right? The server is selling what's on the menu. They go in, the people of the job have hired them and say, hey, listen, here's the menu. Go out there and sell this. If you meet your quota, you're going to make X amount of dollars. We're going to make X amount of dollars. We're going to get an IRS X amount of dollars. Life goes on. You might not get rich, but you're going to eat every day. In fact, you come in at a certain time, you get free meals. Okay, boom. So let me talk about undermining. One of the greatest lessons I had in undermining was watching Oprah's process of going from free TV to premium TV. Oprah went from free TV. People like, well, Dry Bus, nobody's boycotting Oprah. The hell, they boycotting the hell out of Oprah. Okay, here it goes. Now, number one, Oprah went from free TV to paid TV. Howard Stern went from free radio to paid radio. The one mishap that Oprah did not do that Howard Stern did was to do that full-on 2-year, if not more, campaign, getting people to understand that they must now pay for the product that they get for free, right? Oprah and whoever sitting at the table with Oprah negotiating the cable deal, this is just how I perceived it to be, they did a bad deal. They did a bad deal when OWN first came out. It was way up there like it was a HBO. Oprah OWN is a HBO. Hey, I ain't gonna knock the reality that they wanted. I'm not knocking the reality that they wanted. I was like the other women, like, no, I'm not paying for no premium cable to watch therapy, which is what OWN was when it first started. All the master classes and this, that, and the other. So when that X amount of time into that deal, they came down from premium cable to extended basic. Then next thing you know, everybody concerned, I got to tweet out because I was tweeting. I was like, Oprah, how the broke sisters gonna watch? No, I didn't say it like that. I'm like, Oprah, how can I watch OWN? Well, let me tell you, when they did that premium cable, Oprah was like, wait a minute, these people are boycotting me. They're not paying for this. I done sat down with these quad thousand billionaires and tell them I can launch this network. And these people didn't go from free TV with me, right? And so what y'all don't remember is Facebook before the Obama administration, Facebook was trying to, they put a little something out there which was going to turn them into the next television network. And so you could watch some of Oprah's content on there. And Facebook ended up pulling that back. They're like, wait, we're not getting enough money off of this. But now it's back. In fact, I'm live on it right now. This platform, they put this out there some time ago and they kept pulling it back because they wanted to make sure that they maintained control and that it was going to become the next network, okay, that you were going to watch. You want to spend a little bit more time on Facebook and watching that someone like myself, or not myself, because they didn't have me in mind. They had Oprah in mind. Someone like Oprah can get you to spend 30 minutes to an hour to 2 hours on Facebook. That was the goal, right? Stop trying to undermine the process. Stop trying to undermine the reality of this thing 20 minutes into this podcast. So the biggest lesson I learned from Oprah is watching how people undermine. She went for free TV. She didn't do the Howard Stern, trying to get people to understand now you got to pay for free, right? We can't, where we're unable to fully reimburse each expense, so therefore we can't offer it free. Write that down. That's mine. Do you see anybody else with it? They stole it from Dryer Bus. Fully reimburse each expense, right? Which means that you need to go over to your cable company. Everybody will say, well, we don't even have cable. Well, guess who had cable? Black people got premium cable. They pay for it every month. They pay $3,000 to $6,000 a year, right? We over here saving $9,000. It took me a while. I used to go to, I was like, Mom, come on now, we got to cut the cord, My mother was like, that's all I got. All I got is because my mother was one of those that watched everything on. And I'm like, Mom, we're not paying for this for you to have on, right? I'm sorry, my mother won that argument. My mother won that. When she transitioned, buy Comcast, buy Xfinity, out. Get out. I promise you. Because I could not get her to, she wanted to be able to just turn it on and it just do. That's that generation. She ain't got time to be trying to talk to, first of all, she barely had a voice. Alexa, I'm over here trying to find apps. My mother was like post-stroke. Like she can't find, what was it, have and have nots. And I'm over here trying to I'm over here like, y'all, I promise y'all, I'm over here like trying to write code so that this woman post-stroke can go find her own. Y'all, I'm telling y'all, you worried about I ain't showing up at your event? This is what I was dealing with. I'm like, come on. Understand the reality of life, y'all. And let me say, I sat over here bawling like a baby one day because somebody somewhere wrote the code that created an app that would allow, because when somebody goes through a stroke, they can think things like my mother, she couldn't say apple, but she could say, give me that thing Eve gave Adam. I'm like, how you got all those words, but you can't say apple? Right? Really, Mom? Let me tell you, I was that caregiver. If you ain't been a caregiver, you don't understand. Trying to decipher what the hell a post-stroke person is trying to say. I want what Eve gave Adam. I didn't read. My mother was a minister. I ain't read. What she give him? I don't know. With snake? Mommy, you want a snake? No, girl. I'm like, they gonna get this daggone Bible. She was a minister, so she spoke in biblical terms. Hell, what she give him? Oh, I had to go, y'all. The most Bible reading. It's a Bible still sitting right here on my bed. Is trying to decipher post-stroke mommy buzz, okay? Because that's the only thing that she could go to. Let me tell you, the other thing that she could say was Obama, right? And the best day of my life was coming back from an event covering Barack Obama, in the room with Barack Obama and covering Barack Obama. And I came back and I had this amazing videos and photos and stuff to show my mother. At this point, I had not heard my mother say my name in X amount of months, right? We're post-stroke recovery here. We're doing good. We're coming back, right? And being an only child or being anybody's child and they can't say the name they gave you, that's the worst feeling in the world. And the fact that I can sit here and talk about this or 24 hours from the anniversary of my mother's transition means it gets better. But let me tell you what this woman did. So I come back because I'm already feeling bad because, this is the one event I can't say no to. The White House is like, literally emailing because, the president follows me, right? It like We're coming to Atlanta. Got all this press coming. Will you be there? And I'm like, write my name down. Literally, they wrote my name down. It literally hours before I said, okay, mommy, I'm going to run and cover this event and I'm going to come right back, right? Because in the healthcare system, you cannot leave your parent. Understand that. Don't leave your parent in the healthcare system alone. I'm just saying, don't do it. Especially not here in Georgia. You don't know what the hell they're giving medical degrees up here in Georgia. I'm telling you, don't know. And I'm here to tell you, don't know. But anyway, so I leave to go and cover this event. And I literally get there. And my name is literally written. Last minute credentials. I am the last person to walk in. Usher to a spot. Boom, here comes the president in there with all his swag, y'all. That man dripping, what do you call it? Came through dripping. How homeboy song go? Don't mess around and breathe. You might mess around and drown. That's how a woman comes in the room, y'all. That man came in the room. And I'm still not the biggest Barack Obama fan. But let me tell you, honey, when that motorcade roll up and that brother step out, you can't do nothing but lose all decorum. Like, man, that is some stuff. Even Trump coming up out the motorcade is boss. Bush coming out the motorcade. That's just a boss thing. And I've seen them all. Except for Trump, when his motorcade come by, they shut down everything. You can't be live on nothing around Trump. Trump don't know figured out how they scramble everything. Trump ain't figured it out, but the government have. But anyway, because this is like the third president that has to live with the kind of technology that we live with. Don't undermine it, right? So I get back to mommy, and I'm like, oh, mommy, look. Well, guess where I've been? And I show her the photo, just the photo. I got this photo, honey, of the president. And then I got this photo of him waving at me. Oh, okay, but anyway. So I'm like, mommy, who is that? Because, she calls me everything almost near child of God because, that's just what it was. She couldn't say my name. And I'm like, mommy, who is that? With this lustful look on her face, she goes, that's Obama. I'm like, really, mom? Really? You could say that? You could just say that? That just comes out like that? Anybody dealing with post-stroke, I was mad, right? I was mad. I was crying and I was laughing because it was funny as hell because she would fix her mouth to say, that's Obama. You lustful woman, you. I'm done with you. But anyway, undermine. Don't undermine. Let me tell you, let's get back. Okay, so today we're trying to wake up the reality. Y'all, I'm trying to wake up my reality. My reality has been something entirely different over the last 5 years. Now, 2020 is around the corner, and apparently being an ambitious person, I had this plan for 2020, from 2020 to 2025. One of those was I'll go ahead and start being a grandmother. Because I told my kids, I raised my kids like, listen, when the last one crossed that stage, I just want 5 years. I didn't realize, and see, you never know. You never know. You just got to plan, y'all. You got to have a plan. I had a plan that these kids will get grown and I will be able to just chill for 5 years. So I was planned, I was set up, had the money saved, could chill. People want to know, well, how she's surviving. How you go about the business of making money? Honey, I done been about the life of making money. I'm in a chill factor. Now they're like, okay, it's time for you to go back to whatever it is you do, mommy. Because, we had you, but good God, lady, go back. But anyway, so now I had a plan. I didn't know it was going to be the plan that I had. I'll just do to prepare for something for 5 years. I did that, and that was my reality. That's the reality I want to see. You have a reality that you just kind of let happen, and then you have a reality that you orchestrate. Some of y'all are orchestrating. Let's talk about it in your orchestration. I have to be quiet because my brain won't do two things at once. Let's talk about the orchestration of your reality and these optics that y'all trying to put out there so that you don't look poor. Let me tell you, the poor and the wealthy have the same optics. The concern comes in is that the poor trying to achieve, and I know I didn't say middle class because America is losing its middle class. It goes from poor to rich. Like middle class is like barely hanging on in there, and so far the middle class have always had really great optics, but those optics, the value, when you dive in and try to find the value on those optics were they really weren't there. Okay, in fact, there's a report out that came out several years ago. They reiterated every now and then about how America has legitimately for middle class. Now, apparently, this information is very public. A friend of mine showed it to me. She showed me where I was on the spectrum, and where some of y'all are on the spectrum. And it's like, hey, listen, the concern comes. First of all, the poor is always going to be among us because they don't want to sell nothing. You can't talk them into selling nothing. They just not going to do it. And I'm talking about people who are poor. Now, you can go in some places up where you think poverty exists, and they selling a whole bunch of stuff. They just, I promise you, you always been able to go around the poor and buy stuff. I'm just saying. It's the stuff that they sell and the commission they get off of that stuff. It just is never enough to bring them out of. And then some of them just use the poor, just use looking poor as optic. We talking about wake up reality here. So I'm talking about all this stuff and how it intertwines. All right, so I can put before you a poor person and a wealthy person, and they could have the same optics. They could drive the same cars, they could wear the same stuff, they could be in the same place and in the same event. Both of them are making that investment on being in there. But the point of the matter is, for the poor and maintaining the optics could take 90% of their income or what they have incoming. I ain't gonna call it the income, right? The wealthy, it could take 1% of what they have incoming. Let's just not even talk about income because then somebody gonna take themselves out of the conversation. We're talking about incoming, right? Where you are on the spectrum as the percent that it takes to maintain your optics, because everybody's out here only doing it because of what somebody else thinks and how somebody else perceives them. I'm sitting here giving you a full on how to get out of bed on how to perceive people, right? Because we don't really know them for real. All I know is she got the same purse and this billionaire. I know this woman is a billionaire. They both, can I tell y'all this in the room? This woman over here, and I know she worked just as hard on her 9 to 5 cubicle nation, right? This woman over here, she got $1 billion. Her company is, I ain't gonna say, because y'all be able to go, because you can't, if I'm talking about billionaires, ain't but so many of them, right? And I'm looking at them both, and I'm like, man, they got the same bad wig on. Because I'm Dryer Buzz. And I know people who do hair I don't do hair. I'm Dryer Buzz because I publish something that I'm around a whole lot of people who do hair, right? Which is why hopefully, I hope you don't think, I don't have bare hair days because I know a whole bunch of stylists. I be like, look, I just go sit in a chair and they be like, drivers, my barber and I go back to 3rd grade, right? Now I'm rocking and relaxing. Don't everybody go and relax. Wait, let me do the test. Can we go back to the crack? I'm just saying, creamy crack, y'all like to call it. Don't everybody, I want a pixie. I want a Halle Berry for the holiday. I want a nice pixie when I go to the galas. I want a nice red pixie when I do the tailgate, right? Because I've been natural all my life. And the only reason I was natural is because I had 3 girls and a son, and I about burnt my hair down trying to do hair, burnt my house down and my hair, trying to do hair one Easter. And I was like, I'm done with this. I'm done with this. I got to do y'all hair and mine. No. And then going to the salon every 2 weeks with 3 girls, it was breaking the bank. Even I don't even want to go. Man, y'all still charge. No, I'm not mad. I like the price point y'all charge right now, and I'm trying to decide. Wait a minute. What I know, my daughter's a master cosmetologist. She booked. I got to go to somebody else. I'm like, girl. In fact, she's barely doing hair because the brows and the lashes and the makeups and y'all going to do stuff with the vajayjays and all that. I'm like, Dad, I ain't never get an appointment. I'll never be able to get in her chair. I'm like, what is all this stuff y'all are doing? But thank you. Thank you for it because her business is flourishing. And that's real. That ain't just reality. Okay. Sell something, y'all. Okay, so the poor and the wealth. I'm sitting there and both of the women, both of them got great optics. Both of them wearing the same bad wig. But in the bad wig, it costs a lot of money. It costs a lot of money, right? Because you ain't supposed to know it. I know. And I'm like, damn, that's a bad wig. But I know that the billionaire, she can afford as many as she wants. She just don't have time to sit and have somebody truly style it for every last one of her appearances. She could if she would. She won't. Okay? That. But this one over here, rocking the same wig, I know that wig and that style was probably 50 to 60% of what she has incoming. But she's making that investment because she wants it to one day be just a drop in the bucket, a drop out the bag. A coin fall. She wants it to be just a simple coin falling out the bag. But she says she got to look like the billionaire. Probably not that one, but I'm just saying, right? Okay. because you know how y'all are. You know how y'all are. If y'all don't know who I'm talking about, then that's the reality. Y'all are judging people by their cover. And that's what we do. And we can't change that yet. Right? Okay, so but in your orchestration of your plan going forward, not to give you anxiety because we don't deal with too far forward, but do know 2020 is just days away. Days away, y'all. About to be 90 days away as soon as we get through this September. It's about your optics. And sadly, regardless of how much you trying to put on it and you trying to portray, it's still the poverty thing is still a reality. If being poor is a week, a week, a month away for you, then let's talk about what that reality is. Because I want you to be able to get out of bed today. We can sleep in tomorrow. We can't even. I don't know about y'all. I got a deadline. Okay. But it's in the orchestration in the optics. You could have the optics out there and you still might be undermined. Your optics might be undermining your reality, right? You can have the orchestration and in your orchestration, it could still be undermining your reality. There's somebody right now undermining the podcast. Like we are 36 into it, right? Meaning I told y'all, did I not tell you at the 35 or the 30, we're going to have that clarity. I was going to get to it. So now let's continue to break this down for another 15 minutes and be out of here in 45. You can go get a photo shoot. You can show up to church on tomorrow, go get that dress you got out of the clean. Hopefully you put it in the cleaners. Okay, please take your laundry out of the plastic bag when y'all bring on. I know it's the optics of having a good laundry bag and all that kind of stuff. It will mess with your clothes. Take that plastic off there because it is breaking down. And keeping that chemical in there, and that chemical needs to, it needs to air out. So as soon as you come out of the laundry, tell them keep the bag. Don't. I don't even know. They still using bags. Tell them to keep the bag because inside that plastic is all kind of chemicals. You're gonna get in that hot car with it, and you're gonna breathe all that stuff in, and then you're gonna get home, take it on to your house. Tell them take that bag off of there. Put your clothes in there. Let that clothes open the windows. Driving home. Let that stuff air out. Okay, I'm just saying because there's so much coming from everywhere. I'm just saying. I spent the last 5 years trying to keep my mother breathing, and it's too much up and running around here through us. Just simply about if you smell it, it is doing something to you. Whether it's especially if it's not natural, and y'all know to go over to my girl Natural Soap by Zakia. Use the hashtag. Use the discount code DryerBuzz because if you can smell it, and if it's not natural oils, natural scents, and I ain't seen a dry cleaner yet telling you they're using natural products up in there, and then we've seen all of them post on the wall. They're not using this and not using that because all that stuff. If you smell it, it is doing something to your body. If you take a deep breath and you don't smell nothing, take another one, honey, because you somewhere good. Okay, unless you're over there, my guy stands and taking that breath on that good barbecue. But anyway, reality, y'all, we got to hurry and get this done. Let me just tell you about it. One of the things, blogging for 17 years, I get these things called press releases, media alerts, all this stuff. They put what they wanted to be in this really wonderful verbiage, right? Maybe it's a marketing campaign it's like, and the problem comes in when they start believing this stuff themselves. So I'm oftentimes invited or disinvited because I don't want just what you got in this press release. I need to know because I want to take your story public because I want it to help somebody. So I don't just give me what you think is your PR. There's some people out there believing their own PR and they get caught up. There's some people out there believing their own reality and they get caught up. Every season you turn on a reality show, it's like, wait, weren't they just doing, you sitting there trying to apply logic and your face is all contorted. You're like, wait, didn't they do, where is this? And who is that? A new husband, a new lover, a new house. It's like, don't nobody move that much. I don't care how much money you make. You make money to stay in one place, not keep moving. And it ain't even an upgrade. I'm like, dang, okay. It's like, come on, what is the real? What is the real in this reality? But I mean, it's supposed to be entertaining. It's supposed to just be entertaining and just for a season. But then when you meet these people and you realize, wait, you this deranged for real? your priority is that low for real, and you want somebody to respect you. Your family is breaking down, but you want stop. Let me turn you off and the television because I'm me and the logic and that I bring and stating the obvious that I do. It's probably going to undermine. It's probably going to undermine this reality you're trying to put out here. Because you know what, guys? Because what happens, here's what happens. Then when they get back to when they stop filming and you run into them at the grocery store, or or you even pay for an event because they speak in there. You sitting there in the audience and they up on the stage and they telling you, well, this, and you like, wait, what? Right. I'm just saying, it's crazy. Make sure your reality is real. Make sure you get out of bed. If you're struggling to get out of bed, your reality is not real. You're not facing it, and you start believing your own publicity stunts. You start believing this life that you're trying to orchestrate, and it's not real. You start believing this plan that you thought you have, but you don't, because there's no trust in it. There's no truth to it, right? I'm writing that down. There's no honesty in it. Truth and honesty are two different things. And there's no what was transparency. Nobody wants to be transparent, and that's okay. You don't have to. If you don't want to be transparent because you feel like nobody needs to know your business, hey, nobody needs to know your business. Nobody really wants to know your business. I'm just saying to you that there is nothing that you can do that won't allude to who you really are. There is nothing that you can do. You can fill your closet. You can drive, you can travel, you can do all those things, but there is nothing that will hide who you really are. And guess who you're trying to hide it from first? Yourself. When I step out of this bed, y'all, I don't even like looking to the right. Cause guess what's right there? Whole ass mirror. I'm like, why is it right there? I don't even need to move my bed. Cause I need a few steps to go into my own delusion. Like, really, that's what I look like? God dang. Okay. But then I realized right below the mirror is everything I need to orchestrate the look that I want. It's like, well, you can go ahead and grab the brush, right? Because you forgot to wrap. I just literally, while talking to y'all, snatched my scarf off because in this whole, I'm trying to get back to this, wearing this pixie and realizing wearing the pixie, I have to wrap there's a whole routine. I forgot all about the hairspray and spritz and all that stuff was a thing. I got to go get some product, right? I just put the red back in it because everybody was like, where's the red hair? Apparently that's my reality, the red hair. And I got tired of people walking past like this, like, wait, you just gonna walk right by me? Girl, what is this? I didn't even know that was you. Where did relaxer come from? Where's your red hair? And people were like, oh man, they were disappointed. I thought I was gonna see, because apparently me wearing red hair is somebody's like, I can't wait to get to that point where I can rock some red hair, some blue hair, some purple hair. I hadn't done the blue. I think I did purple. I love the purple, but the red was fire, right? It matched the kitchen, right? And apparently I'm trying to get on the Falcons bandwagon, and people thought I was all the red and black that I rocked because I was a Falcons fan. And they run around trying to hurt my feelings, talking about 28-3. And I'm like, what are you talking about? What is this 28? Oh, Matt Ryan. Oh, Arthur Blank. Oh, well, they ain't my best friends. I was right there with y'all. I reveled in watching Arthur Blank on that sideline. I told dude, I was like, dude, keep your butt in the owner suite. Don't go on that field. You are bad luck. I'm trying to tell the man. Arthur Blank need to go up in there and sage every, honey, Arthur boo-boo, Arthur baby. If you don't go over there to little Arthur, you ain't got to go because ain't no telling what kind of havoc you might cause if you go. There's a shop over there in Little 5 Points. My daughter took me because she was like, Mom, we got to sage all of this because it's time for you to come back to us, right? Arthur, baby, the game is tomorrow, okay? I need you to send somebody over to Little 5 Points. Just package it up. Just send it to the man. Just send it to the man next to the man. I'll find out who it is. Inbox. We're going to find out who it is. Because they need to sage the Gold Wing Club. The Gold Wing Club, that's Arthur's suite, y'all. That's Arthur Blank's suite. You want to see what it look like? You know, I've been in that suck. I'm telling you. I walked up and they were like, look, y'all, I'm just, anyway. Not dropping name, just dropping game. Arthur didn't invite me to suite. Arthur didn't invite me nowhere. They don't even give me press credits. They like, she is not coming up in this locker room. Cause y'all know I would have all bad intentions going. They like, they like, you and the Falcons are the same age. You ain't like the Falcons in the 50 years they've been in Atlanta. I was a baseball fan. Okay, ain't like y'all were champions or nothing. Ain't like I done missed too much, right? So anyway, and let me go back. Okay, the shop over there, I don't know the name of it because my daughter took me. But go over to the shop in Little Five Points. They got all kind of crystals. They got the sage. They got the candles. Y'all, if you want to go on this Falcon season, light them candles. Go over there and get you a red and black candle. Y'all, please pour them up a red and black candle and some sage in it and all that kind of stuff. They need to smudge. They need to smudge the stadium, right? And all that. Go up in there and go over there and get that package. Go over there. Can y'all please do a Falcon package for the season? Y'all want to make some, listen, and I told you, I started this thing out. You got to sell something. In fact, I shared yesterday, and I'm like, ooh, the guardian angel that gave me this got their wings yesterday. The guardian angel that sat in my ear and told me this, because y'all know I don't say nothing that it unless it come across the realm, right? Said, sell something people can sell to people who sell. That's a chain if ever I saw one. Let me tell you where I get this from. There was a lady, and it's not hers, it's mine. But I went to an unconference one year. Shout out to GPB, Georgia Public Television, Georgia Public Broadcasting, whatever, over there on 10th Street. Y'all on 10th or 14th, one of them. Anyway, went over there. One year, it was real popular to have these unconferences, meaning you don't have to pay a lot of money. We ain't fancy. We might give you lunch. It's going to be a bunch of round tables. You're going to go from one round table to the next. And there was this woman who had watched her industry absolutely fold. She came from marketing and advertising with the newspaper industry. And story time, many of y'all have heard this, and we are at the 47, which meant we got all the clarity. You can go, but stay now for the story time. So every session I went in, now mind you, I went because I was popular on social media. I was a person that could go viral, yet maintain altitude and amplification. Write that down because that's going to be in the workshop that I'm doing called How to Maintain Altitude. And we go how to go viral, how to maintain altitude and amplification. So I would go viral and just stay there like, damn, she rocking each and every day. So I got invited to this unconference, right? And so during the unconference, in the little round tables, everybody that had done something pioneering the internet and social media and all this kind of stuff. But there was this woman who had literally pioneered the advertising industry. And I mean, I'm like staring at her because she was like boss, right? One, she was an older woman. She sounded like, yeah, she probably was in, what was that? Madman, because she had that deep, like, I done smoked 50,000 cigarettes a day and been around everybody else, and all we did was smoke and drink and come up with amazing advertising campaigns. Well, now advertising was about to had hit rock bottom because of social media, and newspapers had hit rock bottom because of social media, right? Because they came online trying to give all their content away for free and realized they can't meet budget, and therefore they had to fire everybody. And they didn't read the expose that I wrote why newspapers and magazines are gone. That you can go catch it. It's over there on YouTube. You ain't got to read it. You can listen to it. So anyway, every session we went in, she would sit. You know how you can read a room? She would sit, and her face was always contorted. She was always in my peripheral, and she was looking at all these people talking about all these things that they were doing on social media, and I'm like, I ain't saying nothing because that lady is mean, that lady is mad. But she kept saying, well, what are you selling? That's what she was saying. That's how she was saying, like Satan. I was like, what? Who is she? I'm like, clearly she's divine intervention. She has come into this thing to save us, right? And every session we went in, and she would sit there just mad, y'all. She was so mad. She probably still mad to this day because I know she's not. I know she's still with us. She's probably one of them gonna live to be like 100 or something. I promise you, she gonna live to be 100 and something, right? She probably was 100 and something then. But she kept saying, well, what are you selling? But what are you selling? Who are you? I don't know any of you, right? She didn't know any of us. All she knew was like, we rocked this social media. And it was like, It was like everybody on every rim. But I came home with that echo, and she's still echoing, and she echoes in my brain, and it goes through my cells, my body, and every day I end my day with what are you selling? I wake up with what are you selling because it's about selling. Because I'm trying to sell. Because I don't want to be poor, right? Only people who don't sell are the poor, and they sell. They just don't get enough return on their investment, right? They're not concerned enough about because everybody at every level sells. It's based on how much return you want, and that's where we get mixed up because we get caught up in we just want a little free something, want a little bit of a free life, don't want to have to deal with this, that, and the other. You want to be able to fully reimburse each of your expenses, fully reimburse every expense, right? That's where I needed to exist. I said, okay, I've got to do this thing for about 5 years. The reality, I'm gonna get back to reality, but right now I just need to fully reimburse each expense. I don't need a whole lot. I just need to fully reimburse each expense. I need to automate this process. I need to automate the blogging, automate the social media where the money comes in, automate all this stuff so I can go and deal with this stuff, which is my mom and the family and all of these other things I had to deal with. So I needed to automate all of that, right? Write that down, okay? I need my reality to be this, that, and the other. So I had to sit down, and I didn't even realize it had been 5 years because my goal was I just need one good year to get a grip to understand what's going on here. And I remember going to another conference, and I went. They like, "What does everybody need?" I'm like, "Well, here's what I need. I need to take a year off." And I remember all the women in the room looking at me like I was crazy. I remember one woman said, "Who does that? How do you do that?" And I'm like, "Well, why are we doing this? Why are we working this hard?" When with no exit strategy, why are we working this hard? Why are we on this grind and team no sleep? If it doesn't mean that one day we get to stop doing, I'm telling you, I cried like a baby when Oprah created a Twitter account. When she sat on her couch on her show with the founder of Twitter on there and sent that fake tweet. Oprah sent that fake tweet. That tweet didn't even exist. I'm so mad. I'm like, this woman sat here and did a fake tweet. I'm mad. Because the tweet wasn't, I'm like, she literally sat on the show and sent the tweet. Everybody went to her Twitter because, they taped the show. They deleted the tweet. The tweet wasn't there. I'm like, who deletes the tweet? I'm already over here bawling and crying. I'm like, wait a minute, why is she tweeting? Why is she tweeting? Because I'm thinking I'm going to get to the point where I don't have to do shit in social media. I can turn this stuff off. And I'm like, and then here come Whoopi, Whoopi hates social media. Whoopi hates blogging. Here come Whoopi. Y'all don't understand. That was my vision board. I wanted to be as wealthy as Oprah and as unbothered as Whoopi. I want to be able to say what I want to say I said what I said, and be done with it, and just be Oprah, Whoopi, not Oprah, because Oprah is bothered by a whole lot. Whoopi was just unbothered. I have lived my life wanting to be unbothered. I remember the only thing that helped me publish my books was I wanted Whoopi. Whoopi had a new book coming out. I wanted this book like so bad. And I'm like, I didn't even like wait for a book signing or anything like that. I did have a chance that year, that particular year. I had a chance. I won't say I met them because they wouldn't remember, but I was in the room with Whoopi and in the room with Oprah, right? And so anyway, I bought Whoopi's book and I was like, man, I can't wait because it's gonna be something in this book that's gonna tell me how to be unbothered. So I went and I got the book and I'm looking at the table of contents. I'm that person like I grabbed the book and I'm like, I'm so excited I got the book. And then I go right to the table of contents just to see how it's going to break down. And I'm looking at the title of the table of contents and I'm looking at the page numbers and I'm like, wait a minute. These page numbers, it's not even a lot in this book. And I remember saying to myself, damn, this book reads like a blog. I'm like, did she just get over on us? But then I'm like, that's boss. She just got an advance to go sit somewhere and write this book that's like a blog. She didn't publish this like online for free. She got a hella book deal. And then on top of that, she's selling the blog. This book is a freaking blog. Because it ain't a whole lot of it's brilliant, but it ain't a whole lot of content up in this book. I don't even think I read the book. After I read the table of contents and I turned the page, because I'm looking like the first thing is like on page 5. The next thing is like on page 7. I'm like, wait, that's 2 pages of content. She only wrote 2 pages per topic? That's a blog. That ain't even like 400 good words. I'm petty like that, y'all. I'm trying. Remember, I said I knew because everybody, the angels, my guardian angels, like get the book. Well, they wanted me to get the book so they can understand. That's where you are, right? You blog. You putting out content each and every day. Stop. Put it in a book. Then I started remembering all the people that had told me over the years, you need to write, you need to publish. You've asked the universe how to take a year off. You've asked the universe how to take a year off. Here is how to do it. I took Whoopi's book. I set it on the end table by the door. So every day I walk in, the book was to my left, my computer was to my right. Boom. I got to do that. I got to go right. I got to see the book. I got to go right. And it's only going to be 2 pages long. It ain't got to be 300 pages. It could be 400 words. Go right. That's how I came up with 20. It's like, wait a minute, but you've already written. So I went to my blog and I'm like, wait a minute, what's the top of how to do this thing, of this particular thing, create buzz, which was this. What's the one thing people ask you? They always asking me how to create buzz. Okay, so what are some of the articles that you've written? Well, I've written some articles on how to create buzz. Okay, go over there and hide those posts. Go to your blog, hide those posts, right? Leave them out there because you like that SEO. But hide them on the blog and make people go get them in the book. So I printed those in the book called 27 Years. Thank you, Whoopi. Because I wanted to be unbothered. I needed to take this year off, right? The only way to take this year off is to stop putting out all this content like newspapers and go write these books. So in that year, my mother became worse. And I needed to be by her bedside. I needed to protect my mother in this healthcare system. And I literally just sat there and I wrote 9 of these books, 9 of these amazing how-to books. And not only did I get a chance to get out of bed, not comfortably because there's a lot going on, but to automate that process and to get out of bed and to fully reimburse some of the expenses, each of the expenses, not all the expenses, but to automate it and to take that year off that I wanted. I wrote these books, and wow, and behold, there it was. But my vision board, I'm like, man, and still to this day, still got to tweet. Still got to tweet on podcast. Where we at? Where we at on time with about 4 minutes to go? The reality. What do you want? The hardest thing for you to answer for me right now. Good friend of mine called. She's out there sourcing. We're trying to bring this event back, right? So she's out there. What do you call it? Location scouting, right? One's location scouting. One's working on the podcast. Team. Trust everyone around me. So she called me already. She tried to FaceTime me yesterday. I'm like, girl, I'm asleep. She called me today, tell me what this location was, and so forth and so forth. Because we wanted to go back to doing these breakfasts, right? So I said that as we get ready to wrap it up, the reality, the hardest thing for people to say is what they want. Because reason why she's out location scouting is because I was working on something the other day and she saw it and she called me. She says, okay, how can I support that? She said, I keep asking, how can I support that? She said, you never tell me. I said, no, I tell you how. I said, what you can't answer is when I say, when you offer me your support and I ask you, because this is what I want to do. When you ask me how to support, I'm going to ask you, what do you need in exchange? That is the questions you can't answer because it is about an exchange. I can sit over here and take what you give all day. But working on my team, and I get this all the time, people want to be on the team. They want to do this. They want to go there. You have to know what you want in exchange. When I say it to people, it's like you have to, it's because people love people associated with me. They love people that are associated with me and they get to come up on some stuff, right? I'm just saying. And so I keep asking her, I can't talk about you if you don't tell me where, because if I drop your name, your inbox is going to fill up. If I share your link, you're going to get the traffic. So I need to know, when I say that we are associated, where do you want people to go? That's what people want to know. Which is why a lot of times I don't drop names and just give you the game, because everybody's not ready. Everybody's not ready. And I know the touch that I have. I know the reach that I have. I know the reality that I have because I spend time like this orchestrating the reality that I want to live. I wanted the reality to be able to podcast the minute I wake up. I don't want to have to get dressed. Okay, I do brush my teeth. I brush my hair a little bit because there's a reflection of me that I have to see and look at that I don't want y'all to see. I'm under the cover. I have my grapefruit juice right here. I have a full-on cough button because I had to cough then. Because apparently, grabbing that grapefruit juice and shaking it shook an organ, a lung, and it was like, wait, there's something in the lung. Let's get it out. I know, too much TMI. But that's the reality. The reality that I want to be I want to podcast again. I used to love podcasting. I raised my children on podcasting and blogging and so forth. And I say I raised my children. It was the one thing. As long as I was knocking out podcasts, I could stay home. I found the CD, y'all, of my son. I have all these CDs because back in the day, we didn't have the cloud. In my day, we didn't have the cloud. You had to put everything on CD. And I found this where my son had gone into my little studio, my little tech space. Not a studio. Don't be thinking I had a whole studio in my house. Y'all know how y'all are. The reality was I had a closet and I made it a studio. And my son apparently went in and he's about maybe 5 years old, something like that, and went in and created and did a podcast mimicking me. And I'm like, oh my God, that's so precious. But anyway, he's precious. Y'all know, get me started. I need to call it. It's the weekend. Okay. So because I want you. One of the things I have to do is when I meet people and I listen to what they think I am and what they think is going on and what they think is the reality. And I'm like, some of it I'm like, damn, I'm cool as hell, right? I'm like, man, I am absolutely brilliant. But then I have to let them know, okay, well, here's what was going on with it. I have to give them the full picture because you get just a little bit of the picture, and a lot of people make a whole lot of assumptions. And I try to get a reality because I don't want anybody walking up on me thinking I got something I don't have and try to take it. I'm like, I ain't got it. You don't believe me? I'm just saying. The reality is, yes, I take a great photo. I know some amazing photographers. All right, I can go do a photo shoot, logos. I can knock the hell out of logo. I know how to hit the mark in the marketing. I know how to hit the mark in the branding. I know how to hit that target. Right, that's what I know how to do. But I orchestrate it in such a way that I can achieve my goals. Where we are in talking about how to get out of bed is trying to find out what's your goal. I'm not talking about I don't want you thinking about what has already happened because we don't manage the depression. That's depression. We don't deal with that like that. That's depression. It didn't already happen. Yesterday, I met a guy yesterday, not like that, but I meet people. And I'm like, wait, what is that place? And he was like, oh, that's the funeral home. I'm like, oh, okay. And he was talking about, and I was like, well, how was your day? He said it was kind of slow. He said he's like they just kind of sat around chilling. I'm like, well, that's a good thing. He said, yeah, that's a good thing. I was like, oh, okay. Anybody got the song said, ain't nobody got to die today. They didn't have. He said we had no removals. I'm like, what's a remove? What you remove it? He's like the body. They had no cause, y'all. I'm just saying. He said, oh, but tomorrow's another day. I'm like, dude, get away from me. Get away. Get away. Get away. Go away. Go away. I'm just saying. Guess what? That's something called the breath of life. You got it. You got it. You got it. People love to tell you tomorrow is not promised. Yes, it is. It is. Be on mission. Be on task. Orchestrate your life. Don't sit there with all that anxiety worrying about tomorrow. Petty Betty came to me. Let's talk. I'm like, oh Lord. And she want to talk about something. I'm like, listen, is that today? Is it right? What's the situation right now? Otherwise, we don't have time to discuss it all. What do we need to do like right now? Okay, then let's just do it. Boom. Talk over, right? And then look, can wait, stop. Let's just be grateful that it was just that because everything else is going to work itself out. As long as it is, we know the real and the reality. As long as we don't undermine, don't spend your day going down the list here, undermining the reality. Trust, right? Because if you don't trust, you're going to end up poor, right? And do know that the poor and the wealthy can achieve the same optics, but it might not be the same reality, right? Everybody went out on Friday night. Let me tell you, the wealthy, while they were out there enjoying Friday night, their expenses were being reimbursed. The fastest they could spend it, they were making it, right? The poor, they're going to need a whole another 30 days to make back what they spent. Like, they're going to need a whole another 2 weeks. They going back to work on Monday. Let me tell you, come Monday, it's all about come Monday, right? So have some form of reimbursement in your life. I'm about to go reimburse this hour I spent on this podcast. That's the one thing you can't reimburse is your time. But I'm going to go do some things so that I can get back something on this. All right, your optics. Let me tell you, 2020 is days away from record. Look at the date on this thing, whether you heard it live or you caught it on a podcast, on demand, you somewhere binging. Look at the date. 2020 is days away. You need to have a plan. You need to have a plan. Let me tell you, even not having a plan is a plan. Like I need it for the past 5 years. I can't have a plan. I gotta just deal with today. I don't know what tomorrow is gonna bring, so but I just need to be prepared for it and just not let it take me out. And each day, there's always something that can take you out. Patty Betty was about to take me out yesterday when she said we need to talk. I don't even want to tell you what all went through my mind. Like, girl, But I love the fact that I've orchestrated our reality enough that they realize the value is in don't just deal with it on your own. Let's just say it out loud because you don't know what this universe is going to do to fix it all. You probably don't have the solution. At least have the courage and the confidence to say what the problem is out loud. And guess what? Even if you say it to the wrong person, the universe is going to make sure the right person witnesses it enough so that it gets done. Okay. To orchestrating, just make sure trust, truth, honesty, transparency. I have learned to live in my truth. I have learned to live with absolute honesty and transparent, right? Because that's just what I need. And there is nothing it's that there is nobody else on it. I'm like, I can't walk around lying to myself. I can't walk around deceiving myself because that's who I wake up with each and every day. I told you the first step out of my bed is a mirror right there. I am full on and in view of who I am. And I know for the past 5 years, I've had to witness the trauma of it and wear that trauma. And I'm like, okay, now I've got to do something so I could change this up a little bit. But in that time, I had to automate my reality as well. So I think that's it, y'all. We are 6 minutes. 6 minutes. Thank you for resting. You're on. All right, so go. There you go, y'all. 6 minutes. You're on. Thank you guys so much for listening. Let you know a couple things coming up. I did mention to you guys about the 27 Answer platform. We'll be back on September 27th. We are loading and unloading. This zone is for loading and unloading of the courses that are coming. And you will be able to take some courses if you want some of the best practices that we have done at Dryer Buzz over the years. The first one is 27 Answers to Rock, a podcast. There are others that are already out there that would just be loaded, such as 27 Answers to Create Buzz, Rock Blogging, Rock Social Media, Rock Your Business, Become a Household Name, Rock a Hashtag, y'all. I'm telling you, that one is the most popular. Rock Networking, the two most popular ones that I have that you can get right now as far as the downloads of the books, the ebooks, are 27 Answers to Rock a Hashtag. And 27 Answers to Rock Networking. I am who I am simply because of networking, because I have the self-esteem and the confidence to tell people who I am. And I'm at a point now, I don't even have to do the talking. Let me tell you, I was in a circle at a networking just this week. You guys know I went to check out the Facebook training at the Urban League. Shout out to the Urban League for hosting the Facebook training. But there's also the Facebook training I'll be at on the 10th, which is an all-day event. But I'm standing there in the circle of a couple people, and now everybody want to know, who is she? Who is she? And I hear, you don't know who that is? That's Dryer Buzz. And she's this, that. I don't even have to introduce myself. But anyway, that's my reality. Because I have made it a point to live in my truth, orchestrate my plan, y'all, not undermine. I hope I spoke enough about undermine. If I didn't finish the story about Oprah, tweet me. I smell breakfast cooking in there, so it smells like that brown sugar sausage that we bought. And so it sounds like Patty Betty's making, probably bet you some cheese grits and some scrambled eggs, because that's what she makes all the time. And the sausage is coming in, so I need to go. But let me go quickly back to when I talked about undermining Oprah. There was some undermining that's going on when she went from free TV to premium TV. And at the same, right before that, Howard Stern had gone from free radio to paid radio, subscription radio, which was one of the best learning experience in selling and moving from free content to paid content, right? And the one thing that Oprah did not do, what Howard Stern did was before he went live, he went on this campaign all around the globe, if not the nation, getting people to understand that they were going to have to pay for radio. People were like, what do you mean pay for radio? And he was like, there's no sponsors, nobody's writing those $1 billion checks that you would have to become a subscriber and pay for that. So that's not the thing that happened with OWN. So in the growing OWN, they at times had to scale it back. And I'm just talking on the business side of it, because it was a premium channel. It literally, to watch it in the very beginning, you had to have premium cable, and you talk about people who don't have that kind of expenditure in their home. Now you want them to add that to their budget just to watch your show. There was some backlash to that, and backlash often means boycott. And I don't mean like boycott like we're gonna go ahead and march against it. I mean, when you simply decide not to do something, it's a boycott. That's your decision. Oh, I'm not doing that. That's a boycott. And I mean that in that sense of the word. And so that in the circles I'm in, that's what it's called. So they then, several things had to happen was, well, first of all, let's understand who's buying. And the people that are buying television at that level, now let's create the content for them. Because we're not going back to the free, because we want to maintain the billions, right? And the billions started slipping away. The number of the money wasn't reimbursing itself as fast as, once you're a billionaire, you don't really say, because I know one billionaire who had 12 billion, lost 2 and committed suicide. I'm just saying, right? Yeah, he still had $9 billion. But it's like the speed of which the 2 billion went away, he could handle it. And it was during a particular crash that happened during the Bush era. And it wasn't the Obama era, it was the Bush era, which was all about finance, okay? Which is starting to look like going to be the situation with the Trump era right here at 9/11, keep in mind. But anyway, if you go look, the day before 9/11, everybody was waiting on Bush to come up with this immaculate financial plan, because our economy was tanking, and which is why when the first plane hit, people were like, God damn it, Bush done crashed the plane, trying to distract us from the fact that the stock market getting ready to crash. We're gonna do another crash. Then like, wait, where's that plane going? Boom, second plane. I'm just saying. Then wait, it's more. I live near Air Force Base, honey. Let me tell you, the worst sound in the world is to live near Air Force Base and it go absolutely quiet. Anybody that's ever lived around Air Force Base, it is the loudest place you can live. But I was so afraid, because if anything was about to jump off, certainly it was going to be those planes going in the air. I even called the Air Force Base. Why y'all quiet over there? I've lived here 10 years and it ain't never been this quiet. And they told me this stoppage. They didn't, we're gonna get, that's privileged information, understanding who you are. Go look it up. There's a stoppage going on right now. Turn the channel, whatever. Anyway, I know I get responses to my questions. But anyway, so having missed the mark on doing what paid radio did, they had to scale it back. And when they scaled it back to extended basic. And then it never did. I don't know if it came back to basic yet. But, they had to learn. And so in the demographic of those who pay for television at that level, OWN, and I won't say Oprah because it was an entity, it was a conglomerate, a network at that time. The network, not Oprah, the network had to change up what they had planned for the content to be, because that particular audience does not pay for television. If you look at what the original programming was, that for this particular audience does not pay for television. Simply the same thing in blogging. There are those, you got three levels of customers. You have a premium customer, you have a convenience customer, and then you have that customer that wants it for free. That free customer, you can make just as much money off of them. You just have to learn how to do what? Fully reimburse expenses elsewhere. I flipped it on you guys. So what they did, they dialed it back, and then they changed up the content, which is why OWN is what it is today. I don't want to say it's like very successful. They're still trying to work out the numbers and get the returns they really want. However, it's winning with the content, but the content that is on there now wasn't the original. If you notice, that particular content is very different than what the Oprah television show and magazine was for a time. So they had to do some changes of that. And while it ended up, it still looks like it's the best thing ever. It still wasn't what was originally planned or in the orchestration of the plan. There was some undermining, and there still is some undermining going on as people now want to watch Queen Sugar and they're refusing. You like every time you say, because I saw the conversation just yesterday when everybody was talking about Queen Sugar and everybody was like, if somebody said, "Wait, what are y'all watching?" And people were like, "Queen Sugar," and they were like, "Where is it? Where do I watch it?" And they told them, "Go get on your own. Go get on the app." They were like, "I don't have that channel." And somebody said, "Well, go download the app." And they were like, "Well, the app says I gotta have cable." And they were like, "Okay, why are we still talking? go get, go and get cable." And they were like, "No, I'm not paying $1,200 a year. I'm not paying that, right? I mean, we were paying it times three households." It's like, wait, what are we doing here? We want somebody. We got to reimburse this expenses. Okay, well, here's how we do that. So don't tell me when people get mad. Why do you say people boycott Oprah? I'm not saying they boycott Oprah. Nobody's going to boycott Oprah. Are you crazy? I'm just saying they're undermining the business model. The business model is being undermined because here's what it is now. You're not going to watch on. And don't tell me you found a way to watch it for free because they don't know that you're watching it for free and they can't fully reimburse that expense. You are then at that point undermining. And let me tell y'all, when that Fire Stick first came out and y'all were telling people to go do, you were undermining the business model. I unfollow everybody that said they had that broken this, that, and the other, or how to get around this. I unfollow you. I unfriend you because I don't want you robbing people. I don't want you undermining the business model. I'm in business myself. I never come on here and tell you to undermine somebody's business model. Stop it. I don't want that to be my reality, and I don't want you to be a part of my reality. And I'm not even going to try to change you because that will take me into depression because I know working on trying to change things that can't be changed, it causes depression. I just keep it moving. I don't want that as my reality. But there is some undermining of the business model. And I particularly started out talking about the hospitality industry because that's where we see it the most. When you go and sit down and dine and you don't want to fully tip the person, that's undermining the business model. Or you trying to negotiate in a store, place that has upfront pricing and in those kinds. There's so many ways in which we challenge our reality because we're trying to undermine the real. Stop trying to undermine what's absolutely, honestly real, okay? Stop trying to go and find the podcast and, stop undermining. Hit the share button. Hit the like button. Hit the follow. Hit the subscribe. I don't want to subscribe because I know. Hit the subscribe button. Every time you decide, can I just tell y'all about undermining? Every time you scroll past a friend's content, first of all, thank God. So can I just tell y'all what social media is getting ready to do? It's getting ready to take all that away. You don't scroll by it, boom, got that number, right? I don't care how fast you try to roll by it, boom, they're getting ready to change. They're getting ready to take likes away because there are other analytics out there and they're not even trying to do it for the benefit of the content creator because remember I said we only get a percentage of this stuff that we sell. Do you know that when somebody posts something on social media, that's selling? And that's the conversation. Let me tell you, you want to have a war with somebody, talk about selling. You want to have a fight with somebody, talk about selling. They can't stand it because there's a DNA in Americans. There's a DNA in Americans where Americans don't want the other Americans to have to benefit from nothing. And if you're pretty much in America, and I don't know about the other countries because it's a human nature thing, right? It's human nature to not want somebody else to be more amplified or to go to maintain to have more altitude. I'm trying to inject this language into the reality. It is more American, I think, than anywhere else because if you look at other countries, they're so much more advanced than America right now. Y'all, we are at the bottom of the spectrum, absolute bottom of the spectrum, okay? But it is American that we don't want anybody to be more amplified or to have more altitude than us. It is something that is coming through as our reality. And it's one of the reasons that America is right now at the bottom. There for the past, since the beginning of time, I've been aware of it for the past three presidents, three: Trump, Obama, and Bush. Other countries, leading nations, nations that have become leading nations, we're now looking to those nations to sell back to us what we have allowed them to, what we have given them. It's like, that's crazy. If y'all are not following, you talk about this chicken sandwich. If y'all are not following the trail of the chicken sandwich, okay, it's insane. Let me tell. And I know people out there mad at people that went and got the Popeyes chicken. Can I tell y'all the reality of Americans getting excited over the chicken sandwich? And you can still get excited over the chicken sandwich because we sell the chicken sandwich at every level. See, we amplified and increased the altitude for many Americans who sell the chicken sandwich. But remember, I told y'all that guardian angel told me yesterday, sell something people can sell to people who sell. Now I want you to think about the Popeye chicken sandwich. Did you sell something or did you buy? Did you sell a sandwich or you bought a sandwich? Right? I had to go out there. People were like, don't buy the sandwich. I had to tell them, well, first of all, if you live in Atlanta and you bought a sandwich, the person that sells a sandwich, and because people are like, we need to support black-owned business. Okay, well, 24 to 27 of those restaurants were black-owned in Atlanta, right? 27, I think 27 of the franchises was black-owned, owned by Hank Aaron's group, right? You start seeing the memes after I put it out there. Okay, so, but somebody sold them the chicken. So here's what China said. China was like, we want the chicken business. Now, they didn't say it because of the Popeyes. The Popeyes thing was just simply to show how excited. And they didn't, can I just tell y'all, that wasn't even orchestrated, right? That's just what we do. That wasn't even, they're having this whole ass chicken discussion, right? And they're like, what's going on? Wait a minute. That's how much Americans love chicken sandwiches? Chick-fil-A been out selling chicken sandwiches for 50 years, right? And it's like, y'all, when I tell y'all, and I don't even want you to think like it was a distraction. I don't even want you to think it was orchestrated because our government is not that smart. Our government, well, you already know who the president is. Our government is not that smart to orchestrate a campaign like that, right? It's just not that smart. It just happened to happen because universe works like that. Somebody expressed it out. They want to take chicken bit. Oh, breakfast is getting cold. Gotta go. Okay, but think about it. In the meantime, that in order to prepare that chicken breast and all those chicken breasts that needed to be delivered, right? You have the American farmers who say, we want to deliver the chicken sandwich, okay? You have the chicken plants that at the same time, this is a universe. In the same time that Trump is, so now you're concerned about where your chicken coming from. So this is how guardian angels be running around doing this stuff, right? Because before you fell in love with the new chicken sandwich, you weren't concerned about how chicken. See, now I can talk to y'all. This is how the universe works, okay? Now I can talk to you about chicken and what's going on with the chicken, right? Because now you're concerned about, you want Popeyes to sell that chicken sandwich, right? Well, Popeyes is running out of the chicken sandwich because they've been raiding the chicken plants, so they can't produce enough. Don't get mad at Popeyes. I'm just saying, go ask somebody, right? They raided the chicken. Popeyes has a chicken campaign and a chicken sandwich coming. Your president is out there trying to make chicken deals with China, so he over there sending people to raid the chicken plants so they can have a hardship and shut down, and we can put these chickens on these tankers and send them over there to China and give China the chicken business. They want the food chain. They done took every other chain of everything we make. I'm just saying, it's like, whoa. But then the universe goes, well, I'm going to let everybody know about chickens. I'm going to let everybody get mad that they can't get a chicken sandwich. And now your president is going to have to stop Y'all better know this thing. We think we're orchestrating this thing. Is a bigger, higher power. All right. Your president is over there trying to put a hardship on the chicken chain. And lo and behold, the chicken sandwich goes viral. Now everybody wants to know why their favorite restaurant can't deliver chicken. And the only thing they can tell you is, well, the damn chicken plants are being raided. They can't process the chicken breast. The wings can't. Y'all can't go. The chicken wing place at football time is telling you you can't order all flats no more. Tell somebody they can't get all flats. Wet lip and pepper all flats. Why I can't get all flats? Because they raiding the chicken plants. They're the ones that make sure you get your flats down there with all that carpal tunnel. You don't want to cut up your own chicken because you don't want carpal tunnel. Now imagine somebody that's got to cut a chicken up in 3 seconds. Okay, getting all kind of you want how you know about. Look, can I tell y'all? I spent 7 years running the depression line, the pain management line. People like, man, what kind of job? My job, I had a 7-year job running the hotline for the people. And I'm just not realizing, like, wait a minute, I talked to all them people at that chicken plant. They had all this pain, because can I just tell y'all, managing pain can make you suicidal. When you have enough pain, particularly back pain, carpal tunnel, any kind of pain, when pain gets to a certain level, it makes you want to stop the pain. And so people become depressed. And some people become suicidal. It does. Anybody experience? What I come on here and help y'all. I try to connect all of this stuff, right? So having spent 7 years talking to people who work for these in this chicken chain, they end up with carpal tunnel, and that stuff hurts, right? Because they have to do these motions, right? So when you go in there, you're like, well, I just want it all flats. Well, you got to think about it. Some people voted for Trump. You can't vote for Trump and have all flats. And I love watching a Trump supporter be told no, they can't get all flats. Because I'm sorry, you voted for Trump. He's raiding the chicken plant. You can't have all flats. Oh, the wing restaurant can't be open 7 days a week. Guess what? You can't go in there and smoke your carton of cigarettes and drink and eat chicken. They ain't got chicken because you don't like the fact that down the road is the chicken plant, and you could be, how about be upset with the chicken plant that they got rid of the union, which got rid of the fair play, and now they gotta bring people across the border to work. Because I think they should make a decent wage as well, right? So now working at the chicken plant, you ain't making $20, $50 an hour. They might be making, I don't know what they're making, but it ain't even, I don't even know how to quantify it. All of this stuff I'm gonna jump off here, but I said all that to say it's all connected. It's all connected. And it's the weekend, and you want to go. Somebody stole my chicken sandwich. Can I tell you I can't find that spicy chicken sandwich I was trying to keep and was gonna freeze? Well, it was a half a spicy. I was gonna freeze and put it in the time capsule for 2019 and say that Popeyes came. I can't find it. I think, and I particularly told them. I text the family and said, don't throw away the sandwich. And I think they probably read it thinking, because you know how my children are, they like try to anticipate and keep down, like I bet you they threw it away because they thought I said. And I'm not going to look at the text because I know I said, don't throw away the chicken sandwich because I wanted to keep it and freeze it for the time capsule going into 2025, right? But anyway, just understand our reality is we are all connected. We're all of this stuff is connected. And the universe is out here screaming at us that we need to understand what our reality is. We have to understand what our reality is and will be if we don't stop undermining. Stop undermining. You cannot vote for Trump and want chicken flats, want all flats. I know you're saying like, huh? No, you can't. You can't vote for Trump and want all flats. It's just not. If I make you go register to vote just on that, I'm done my job. And can I even tell? Can I tell y'all? You can't vote Democrat and want all flats. Wait, right? There's no amount of there's no amount of politicking. Because guess what? Who's really going to make the decision? Trump is just the optics. He's not the orchestration. Let me not even say Trump, because same thing went on with Obama, because a lot of them came and sat in front of the Obama administration and made these same kind of deals. It just wasn't with chicken, right? It was other parts of our food chain, tech chain, education chain. There's a reason why Americans don't pioneer technology, because other countries came and sat down with the Obama administration and say, listen, there is no return on investing in anybody with an American education. I'm just not repeating something I didn't hear. In fact, you can go over there to C-SPAN and watch it. Go Google what I just said. No return on investing in anyone with an American education. That was a full-on congressional committee hearing. I think it was a committee. I don't think it was a congressional. I think it was a committee hearing. And what they said, if we come, we'll come as immigrants, but we want a path to citizenship for the rest of our lineage, our families, our children, their children, their children, their children, their children. Right? It was a negotiation. People negotiate. Do y'all not know? And you know now, but when people are negotiating with our country, you can watch it on television, and that's what they said. And that's why people are like, well, I don't want an American education. That's why those who work right beside you and don't have student loan debt, they went outside the country and got the education, because the American education costs too much and don't teach you how to do nothing. But anyway, reality, I'm just stating the obvious. I didn't have to do a whole bunch of research. I did have to do some research. I just had to watch and learn and listen. Listen, there it is right there at the end. Okay, I told y'all we would go a little bit longer. And I'm going to get off of here because breakfast smells like it's getting cold. Reality is you're undermining trust. And keep undermining. Let me tell you, undermining leads to poverty. It leads to being poor. And if all you have is your optics, you only look like you're winning, you better get it together, because you now need to be working on your 2020 to 2025 plan. How is it being orchestrated? Hopefully in your orchestration there is some truth, honesty, and transparency, and that you have automated the majority of it. Automate the majority of it so you can spend time and listen. There are those who couldn't take time, who couldn't stop life long enough to just listen to the podcast, because they got so much stuff going on. And they're thinking, man, I'm going to come back. I'm going to listen when I get in my commute. I'm going to binge here, there, and everywhere. They can't take the time to just listen. How much time? Here's the exercise of the day. How much time do you have to listen? I listened to a couple of podcasts, and on mine, I talk fast, so don't speed it up. You might want to slow it down. If you catch this as a podcast, you can actually slow it down, because I speak with a frequency that sometimes I can't even understand, because that's how fast my mind is going. That's it. That's all I have for you. Save the date, 9/27. Football is back. Football is back. We are on the bandwagon, the Falcons bandwagon, till the wheels fall off. That could be first game, second game, third game. I'm pretty sure my attention span may wane about the third game. But anyway, we're going back into the kitchen with football. We're going to introduce some things to you. I'll be live for a second on Sunday, but then I'm going to be out and about. But on Thursday night football, we're taking over Thursday night football with In the Kitchen with Dryer Buzz. We're going to make some great recipes for Thursday night football, because there were two teams playing, one game. There's only one game on Thursday night, right? I hope. I looked at the schedule. I think it was one, maybe two. Thursday night, and then there's Monday night football, right? I don't know. I got to go, look, tweet me. Let me know. I don't know. Hell. Anyway, Thursdays, we're going to do a great recipe, and then you can make that, and we'll do the video. You'll watch me make the recipe and create the content. And then on Sunday, if you want to enjoy that recipe, you can make that recipe for your Sunday football game. The first up is going to be our red and black nachos. The red and black nachos. And then I got to test out a couple of chili recipes, because we, In the Kitchen with Dryer Buzz, is participating in the chili cook-off this year. I got to make 20 gallons of chili. So that is coming up. So we'll be testing out a couple of recipes, and I want my chili to start out with some good fresh tomatoes. So you know me, I love tomatoes and red peppers and all that kind of good stuff. And that's something I want to think about when I think about red and black nachos. It's literally going to be a red and black nachos, but that's coming up this weekend. We'll talk about that. Tomorrow, as we get ready for the Falcons to kick off with the Vikings, I told y'all. See, I know that because I'm on the bandwagon. I love y'all for listening, but you know I need you to do me. Oh, you can't even do me that favor because I gotta go get I gotta download it again from the cloud, which means I got too much on my device. But I'm gonna tell you, go now to dryerbuzz.com and follow at dryerbuzz on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. It is all about the buzz. Have a great day. Go ahead, do what I do. Let's get out this bed.